Autoline Daily is brought to you by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Here are today's top headlines. Complaints against Toyota are skyrocketing. GM says the government will make a profit on its bailout, and we explore one potential cause of unintended acceleration. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Thursday, March 11th, 2010, and now the news. The Wall Street Journal reports that the complaints against Toyota are now pouring in, ever since a widely reported accident involving an off-duty policeman in a Lexus in Southern California last year. Sudden acceleration complaints against Toyota have skyrocketed. You know, it's the herd mentality, which is a socially recognized phenomena. Now, Toyota owners are actively looking for problems in their cars. And I will make a prediction here. In the next quality surveys from Consumer Reports and J.D. Power, I bet that we'll see a surge in complaints against Toyota quality. And by the way, we'll have a report later in the show exploring one possible cause of unintended acceleration. In a move that could dramatically improve the public image of General Motors, CEO Ed Whitacre says the company will not only pay off its $8 billion in government loans early. When it does its IPO and starts issuing stock later this year, the government could make a profit. In fact, a substantial profit. Whitacre says the government will make a lot of money and that the bailout will prove to be a really good investment. And I've got to believe this would placate the critics who call it government motors and would do wonders for GM's public image. The Chrysler Group named Laura SOAVE, 37 years old, to lead the revival of the FIAT brand in North America. SOAVE will report directly to Sergio Marchionne and will work with the brand CEOs to fully integrate FIAT into the marketing, sales, service, and dealer network. Prior to joining Chrysler, SOAVE worked at Volkswagen of America as the general manager of experiential marketing. Before that, she worked at Ford. Volkswagen reported its net income fell 80% in 2009, though that had nothing to do with Laura SOAVE leaving the company. According to the AP, VW earned $1.3 billion. That's around 960 million euros last year. And things weren't any easier for VW's German colleague, BMW. The AP reports BMW's profits fell 36% to 210 million euros. That's about $286 million. Both companies expect profits to grow again this year, and I would point out that even though those were big drop-offs last year, they were still profitable in an absolutely abysmal year. And speaking of Volkswagen, the company still has the goal to pass Toyota and become #1 in the world by 2018. According to Bloomberg, VW wants to set a sales record this year, and so far it's on track to do that thanks to growth in China and Brazil. We've reported on this before, but car prices in China keep creeping up. According to Bloomberg, they increased nearly 1.5% last month compared to February of 2009. Some analysts think the prices will come down as automakers increase production to meet strong demand in the country. Sales are absolutely scorching right now, but look for them to slow in the coming months. We've got some spy photos of upcoming products to share with you. First up, looks like Mercedes is working on a refresh of the C-Class. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on here, maybe just a restyle of the front fascia and some other tweaks. Next, we've got pics of the OPEL ASTRA Sports Tourer, which looks like a station wagon version of the car. And lastly, someone has finally managed to grab a nice shot of the next generation Dodge Charger's interior. The dashboard has a swoopy look to it and a large swath of silver trim. At first glance, it looks like the center console and shifter carry over from today's car, but this may just be a test mule, so there's no way to know for sure until it comes out later this year. And we want to thank our partner Autoblog for all those pictures. Lastly, in related news, Ford is expected to unveil its brand new police interceptor in Las Vegas tomorrow. There's no word on what it's based on, so your guess is as good as ours. The obvious choice seems like a beefed-up Taurus show or maybe even an Australian Falcon, but who knows? Hey, coming up next, we'll take a look at one of the potential causes of unintended acceleration, which simply comes down to driver error. We get to test drive a lot of different cars here at Autoline Daily, and we decided to take advantage of that test to test out one of the potential causes of unintended acceleration. Take a look. There is all kind of reports going on right now with sudden unintended acceleration, especially when it comes to Toyotas and Lexuses. In fact, there's a company called Safety Research and Strategies, which is actually a company that sells information to plaintiff attorneys who want to sue the car companies, with a report of one guy who got in his Toyota with his cross-country ski boots on. And all of a sudden, he started having sudden unintended acceleration problems. In the report, he says, oh, there's no way that it could be caused by his cross-country ski boots that he was wearing, so I decided to test the theory. I've got cross-country boots. I've put them on here, and look what happens when I start up this Lexus IS 250. Start up the engine, take my foot off the gas pedal, put it on the brake pedal, and look at this. Even though I'm pressing on the brake, I'm also pressing on the gas pedal very easily. I don't have to twist my foot uncomfortably or anything like that to do it. And this has got to do with the pedal placement, that is, the distance between the pedals and the different planes that they're in. In fact, I brought a tape measure with me to measure the difference. And what I really want to capture here is the gap between the gas pedal and the brake pedal and the difference in the planes, and compare them to a few other cars. Okay, what I'm measuring here is the gap between the two pedals, which is about 2.5 inches, and the gap in the plane, which is about 1.5 inches. So what I think this shows is that sudden unintended acceleration can absolutely be caused by drivers hitting both pedals at the same time. In fact, I even had one elderly gentleman call me to say that he's got type 2 diabetes, which has left him with almost no feeling in his feet. He can't even tell if he's got his foot on the brake or the gas pedal. So SUA, as it's also called, can be caused by the driver wearing ski boots, or even those who just have big feet. Interestingly, when I first discovered how I could easily hit both the gas pedal and the brake pedal at the same time, it was almost dusk outside. When I looked down at my feet and I couldn't see them all that well, I would have sworn that my foot was only on the brake, not on the gas. And while this doesn't explain every incidence of unintended acceleration, it proves how easily this problem could simply be driver error. Hey, don't forget to tune in to Autoline After Hours tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Coming back for a cameo appearance is Jason Vines with his analysis of how Toyota's been handling its problems from a public relations standpoint. That's tonight at 7. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.